We made it to Friday, didn't we? I'm Matt Noyes from 1 Degree Outside Weather Network. Did you feel that change in the air late yesterday? That was another one of these backdoor cold fronts. Instead of coming in from the west or northwest, it sneaks in from the northeast. It brings in the ocean air. It changes the feeling entirely. And that new feeling, that cool feeling, is with us here really for the next few days. Let's dive into the notes. First of all, pollen back up to a high again. Even though you got the showers yesterday, this time of the year, it's hard to keep that pollen knocked down if it's not actually raining. The thing about this that stands out to me, and it's going to impact me, I don't know about you, is the birch is now really onto the scene. So you got birch, maple, and oak. Those are big offenders. A number of folks with pollen allergies will be feeling the result of that. We do have some cool nights ahead. I don't think we have frosty nights ahead unless you're in northern Maine. The coolest of the nights is probably next weekend, and we'll watch a chance of frost with that. But even then, it's probably northern New England. And next week's going to start out warm, but I don't think it's going to stay that way all week. We'll be in the 70s Monday, Tuesday in a number of spots. And then, again, one of these backdoor cool fronts, ocean air starts to come into play. You can see the impact of that ocean air today. Look at this with a light northeast wind. You're talking about temperatures running 50 to 55 at the coast. Now, admittedly, if you get to 95 and 495, you can hit or even break 60 degrees. And certainly that's the case in western New England. Doesn't necessarily mean it's a super beautiful day for anybody. You've got a lot of clouds around. There'll be the most breaks of sunshine as we get late in the day into the early evening hours. The farther north you go, you can see again New Hampshire seacoast staying awfully cool, Maine seacoast staying awfully cool. But the farther inland you go, breaking 60 degrees for a lot of the interior of New Hampshire, running into southern Vermont. Again, certainly more clouds than sun. And you see the same phenomenon when you come to northern New England, except a little bit less pronounced. Yes, we're into the 60s in the Champlain Valley, running through a lot of central Vermont outside of the mountainous terrain. Same deal when you get into central and northern New Hampshire. But notice a northeast wind doesn't mean as much for us in western Maine, so we're able to still break 60 degrees. For those of you that watch us in the far north, of course, you're closer to the source of cool air, so your temperature slowly and gradually gets cooler even without the influence of the ocean. And for those of you that watch us from the Canadian provinces, well, you are the source of cool air for us this time around, so your temperature is actually stuck in the 40s for today. All right, meanwhile, in terms of the overnight tonight, we expect to find temperatures dropping into the 40s, but again, you see what I mean with no frost necessarily expected here. As for the rest of the weekend, I'll have that for you in 1 Degree Outside Insights coming up in just a bit. If you don't already follow us on social media, be sure that you do. It's the number 1 Degree Outside. Of course, we'll always be looking for you over at our website, 1degreeoutside.com.